In the mid-20th century, during the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union, a different kind of battle was fought behind the scenes. One not involving armies and conventional weapons, but rather the minds of individuals. One of the most controversial secret programs in the history of the Central Intelligence Agency, or CIA, was Project MKUltra, a research program aimed at manipulating the human mind and using it as a tool for psychological warfare. In the early 1950s, rumors spread that the Soviet Union, China, and North Korea were developing techniques for brainwashing and mind control. The United States feared that these nations might have made significant advances in this field, prompting the CIA to launch Project MKUltra with the goal of developing methods for mind control and infiltrating human consciousness through advanced psychological and chemical techniques. The primary objective of MKUltra was to achieve complete control over the human mind, enabling it to carry out specific orders without the individual's awareness, such as assassination or secret missions. Numerous experiments were conducted on volunteers and unwitting individuals, with the hope that these techniques would reveal new ways to extract information from spies and prisoners. Project MKUltra involved a variety of methods and experiments conducted on individuals without their knowledge or consent. This covert operation was one of the most controversial and secretive projects ever undertaken by the government. Some of the methods included: 1. Hallucinogenic drugs. The drug LSD was extensively used in MKUltra experiments. Researchers believed that LSD could be a powerful tool for mind control and behavioral modification. The goal was to study how these substances affected human behavior and how they could be used for mind control. They wanted to understand the potential of these drugs to manipulate thoughts and actions. LSD was administered to soldiers, mental hospital patients, and even ordinary citizens without their consent. The ethical implications of these experiments were largely ignored. 2. Sensory deprivation. Some experiments involved placing individuals in completely isolated environments, cutting them off from all external stimuli, depriving them of all sensory stimuli for extended periods. This method was used to observe the psychological effects of extreme isolation. The aim was to study how such deprivation affected the mind and how it could be used to break an individual's will and make them more compliant. The results were often disturbing and raised serious ethical questions. 3. Hypnosis. Attempts were made to use hypnosis as a method to implant commands into people's minds without their awareness. This technique was seen as a way to control behavior covertly. The expectation was that these methods could create sleeping agents who could be awakened later to perform specific tasks without their full awareness. This idea fascinated and terrified researchers alike. 4. Psychotropic drugs. In addition to LSD, a variety of psychotropic drugs, including barbiturates and amphetamines, were tested. These drugs were chosen for their potential to alter mental states, to study their effects on the mind and how they could be used to weaken psychological control and make individuals more responsive to external manipulation. The long-term effects of these experiments are still being studied today. Unethical experiments and catastrophic results. One of the most infamous incidents associated with MKUltra was the case of Frank Olson, a scientist working for the U.S. Army who was given LSD without his knowledge. This covert administration of the drug led to severe psychological distress. After experiencing a psychological breakdown, Olson was found dead after falling from a hotel window under mysterious circumstances. The exact details of his death remain shrouded in secrecy and controversy. The incident caused a significant stir, and it was later alleged that the CIA was involved in his death to cover up the effects of MKUltra. This led to widespread public outcry and demands for accountability. MKUltra experiments were not limited to laboratories in the US, but also included tests in Canada and other locations. These international experiments further expanded the scope and impact of the program. In many cases, these experiments were conducted on unwitting individuals, including prisoners, mental patients, and even university students. The ethical violations and human rights abuses were staggering. The end of the project. In 1973, following some revelations about MKUltra experiments in press reports, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of all records related to the project. Despite this, some documents survived the destruction, leading to the partial revelation of the program's details to the public. In 1975, congressional investigations into the project, known as the Church Committee, exposed shocking details about the CIA's illegal activities, including MKUltra. The program was widely condemned as a blatant violation of human rights. The legacy of MKUltra. Although MKUltra was officially shut down, its impact remains evident today, influencing various aspects of modern culture and thought. The project inspired numerous conspiracy theories about mind control, and has become a popular subject in books, documentaries, and science fiction, captivating the imagination of many. The idea that governments might control minds and use individuals as tools continues to evoke fear and intrigue, fueling ongoing debates and discussions. The project also sparked deep ethical questions about the limits of scientific experimentation and the rights of individuals not to be exploited as subjects in unethical research, raising awareness about the importance of ethical standards. MKUltra serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences when governmental ambitions and political agendas override ethical considerations in the pursuit of power and control, highlighting the need for vigilance and accountability. Conclusion. Project MKUltra is one of the darkest chapters in the history of American intelligence, reflecting how political and military ambitions can surpass ethical boundaries in the quest for control. MKUltra remains a powerful warning of what can occur when human rights and ethical standards are ignored in the pursuit of power.